It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass on Fox 47. We are done with our second golf major of 2021. We've seen the second straight week of good baseball from the Detroit Tigers and the first games in the first round of the NBA playoffs. And to talk about that and much, much more, it's time to meet Team 399, Darian Harris, 5-year MSU linebacker, co-captain of the 2015 Big Ten champions and one of just 11 programs to appear in the college football playoff. And he is a Spartan's first director of player engagement. How you doing, Darian?
Doing great. Really enjoyed a big weekend of sports. Bill Mickelson being in contention for another major for the first time since 2013. New York Knicks back in the playoffs, first time since 2013. Both great things in the world. Tweeted that a few hours ago and was reminded by the Michigan State faithful something else happened in 2013 that we would love to repeat this year. So maybe there's a little bit of a correlation there, but I guess we'll see depending on how well we do this season.
It wasn't the greatest start today for your Los Angeles Lakers, but hey, anytime we get a weekend with 8 televised playoff games, that's okay with Darian Harris, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would have loved to see the Lakers pull out a win, but to watch Devin Booker perform the way he did was exciting. DeAndre Ayton had a great game as well. Look, I'm gonna be a Lakers, fan through and through. Would love to see him win another title. That being said, if other young players are playing well, I'm going to enjoy watching that too.
We also want to meet Graham Couch. He is a sports and more columnist for the Lansing State Journal, and he is a fellow musical theater buff, and he is also the co-host of Couch in the Rube weekday afternoons, Spotlight Radio Network. How you doing, Graham?
I'm doing well. Yes, I am a musical theater buff. Also, if during this show there is a little bit of dog barking, it's just our neighbor's dog, Hickama. Great dog, but every time another dog walks by, there is incessant barking, and I am near that part of the house where you can hear that.
Well, I was thinking maybe after the NBA playoffs are over, since Darian was a basketball player for Hyattsville to Matha. We know how you like to play pickup hoops. Maybe we could get a one-on-one game with Graham and Darian and televise it here on Press Pass. What do you think?
Oh, okay. A couple things. I need like a month to get in shape, but I am arrogant and delusional enough to take on the challenge if you give me a month.
It'll work out. We'll be right back. Our Law of the Jungle segment coming up next, Talking Tigers.
Greasy pizza boxes.
Glass bottles not emptied.
Yogurt containers with... Ew! Cat food still in the can is bad.
But oh, so good.
Hey, what are you doing?
Relax, Mom. We're here to help.
Oh, this stuff could ruin the entire recycling load.
Wow, I had no idea.
Chill, we'll show you the ropes.
Michigan needs to recycle better, and that change starts with you. Learn the rules of recycling at recyclingraccoons.org.
Hi, I'm Wolfgang Buck. When I started my online store, Wolfgang Buck Home, I knew there would be a lot of orders to fill, and I wanted them to ship out fast. That's why I chose ShipStation. ShipStation helps manage orders, reduce shipping costs, and print out shipping labels. It's my secret ingredient.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers.
And Wolfgang Buck.
Go to shipstation.com/deal and get 2 months free.
Place your legal sports bets at BetRivers.com. We offer live in-round betting on golf events worldwide. Sign up now and we'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, more action, more fun. Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com.
He's targeting firefighters.
Fox Monday. This is something we haven't faced before.
The season finale. Losing someone you loved, you can't imagine what it would be like.
Your dad is not coming home tonight.
The 911 season finale, Monday on Fox.
Meet Sarah Grimmer, your Fox 47 neighborhood reporter.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokimist.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. Stop and see Chuck, Delita, and their terrific staff for the best in Mediterranean food. That's why I'm there every week.
Turnbull sets the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! History! Spencer Turnbull has become the 6th Tiger pitcher to throw the 8th no-hitter in franchise history.
There you hear Dan Dickerson's call of the final pitch, and what a way to end it for Spencer Turnbull. What a week for pitching for the Detroit Tigers, but that's not the only excitement all week. And Faith, there was also some hitting. We have another clip to show you.
You won this one.
Like here's the 3-2. Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here. A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. And the Tigers have surged back in front.
How about that, Shep? A breaking ball. After eyeballing the nasty one, this one stays up a little bit more. And Miggy, with that easy swing, throws the barrel at it. It travels. What a night, Miguel Cabrera.
Miguel Cabrera in with his highlight of the season, and important for the Tigers in a 7-5 win over Kansas City. And Darian, when you think about Spencer Turnbull, how did he go from the losingest pitcher in baseball 2 years ago to coming within one walk of a perfect game?
Work ethic, and just feeling out the game and learning how to play the game at this level. We see it in a lot of different sports. We see it in all types of different sports. Sometimes somebody starts their career or introduces themselves to the sporting world as not very good, and then over the years as they develop, they end up getting better. Sometimes you see it early in career, sometimes you see it late in their career where somebody changes their game, changes the way they do things, and all of a sudden it starts working for them. So testament to him and the work he's put in, and the fact that he didn't listen to the critics and the naysayers back in the day and stuck to his gun and stuck to what he knows how to do, and hopefully he can continue that momentum throughout the season.
You know what it's like when there's one guy who gets the headlines, but there are a lot of people that make good things happen. And do you think Spencer Turnbull is going to have to buy a lot of dinners or a watch for Jamer Candelario, who saved that no-hitter with the spectacular fielding play?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I honestly think next to football, it's almost 1A, 1B in terms of baseball being a total team effort, total team sport, and the intricacies of baseball and what has to go right, especially to make a no-hitter happen, or a perfect game. I mean, you have to have great fielding as well to be able to make that happen. So I believe that dinner is definitely on the table. If not, maybe a watch or something else in terms of a present will probably pop up in the locker pretty soon.
Graham, the Tigers pitchers now have 4 no-hitters in the last 38 years. What do you think the chances are that number will grow as Casey Mize continues to develop?
Well, Mize is promising. I mean, even today, and this is his second straight really, really strong start. And I know the Tigers blew it, but when you're looking at a big picture, a snapshot, you have to love what you're seeing. I mean, the Royals were trying to do everything they could to take him out of his element and couldn't do it. And you're starting this. I mean, they have a really decent starting staff, better than decent. I mean, if they had another hitter in that lineup, I think you'd have a different season. And Mize is the centerpiece of that. And it's to watch those guys pitch day in and day out and give them a chance and grow the way they have, I think is pretty exciting for people.
Darian, you follow this game as closely as I do. What is the deal with all the no-hitters? 6 in the first 7.5 weeks. And this week, the first time we've had no-hitters on back-to-back days since 1969.
Yeah, I think we got to see if it continues throughout the season, but I think it's similar to a lot of things we see in sports. You get something that's this spectacle and this awe moment where you don't think it can be usually and readily replicated, and then as players develop, as the game changes, that's what happens. We see it in basketball with the triple double. That used to be a unicorn. Now, Russell Westbrook can average the thing 4 times in his career. Right. So I think it's similar with no hitters, and we see a lot more pitching records broken in the near future.
Graham, let's get back to Miguel Cabrera as we take a look at his career numbers and suddenly coming to life with the 2 home run night. As we look at these career stats, where are these totals headed?
Yeah, I mean, well, he's headed to Cooperstown is where he's headed, right? I mean, he's headed to the Baseball Hall of Fame. It's Cooper's. Yeah, did I get that right? Cooperstown. But the thing about Miguel Cabrera is on a given night, he doesn't have the bat speed he once has. He can't catch up to certain things. But you're reminded here and there that you're talking about one of the great hitters of all time, and really for a decade with Pujols, one of the great hitters of our time.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else: peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin to the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoyed giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Welcome to Crime Scene Kitchen.
Don't miss the premiere Wednesday on Fox.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-919-6947. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-919-6947.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by The Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing, whenever those events resume, visit Brian and his terrific staff at theticketmachine.com. There you see one of the most distinctive trophies in all of sports, the massive Wanamaker Trophy. This thing is 2.5 feet tall. It weighs 27 pounds. Some people said they should call it the Wanna Lifter Trophy instead. Darian Harris, you know a little bit about trophies. While you were at MSU, Spartans winning 4 bowl games in 5 years and a pair of Big Ten championship games. Paul Bunyan getting his mail on campus during that period of time. Can a trophy be too big, or after the adrenaline of a big victory, everybody wants to lift it up no matter how much it weighs?
Yeah, I think it depends on the trophy and the design of it. I mean, definitely have been able to lift up my fair share of trophies, but the one big trophy that I would love to see and feel and pick up is the Stanley Cup championship trophy. Yeah. I love that thing. I think it's awesome. I think it's the best trophy in sports, honestly. And it looks humongous. I think it weighs a bunch, but these hockey players, they just pick the thing up over their head and skate around. So I want to see it and feel it and pick it up myself in person because that thing looks awesome.
Can you lift the Land Grant Trophy?
No, I don't think so. Or maybe. I don't know. It's been a while since I was able to pick that one up. That one had a permanent resonance with us as well, so didn't even really have a need to pick it up. But that one was coach designed, so that kind of shows. That kind of shows in that. It's not the most appealing, but
ends and 120 pound trophies.
Right. Right.
Graham,
not the most appealing, but we certainly want it.
As we look at the finishers in the 2021 Masters, what stood out to you about Phil Mickelson and a spectacular week and a great final round?
Yeah, well, he was quintessential Phil at times. It was up and down. It was rocky. You wondered if he was going to kind of slide out of it. But other guys made room for him. You know, Louis Oosthuizen and Brooks Koepka were not consistent and smooth in there. I mean, because it was there for the taking. It's just really cool to have a guy like Phil Mickelson, who I think is as big a name as he is, be the guy who becomes the oldest guy to win a major. I don't know. To me, this was a really fun PGA because he got it out in front and was able to hold it, and it became such a big story, and we were able to kind of enjoy that. And by the way, I have a second place softball trophy that's bigger than anything anybody else has seen. The trophy size matters.
If that softball trophy is as big as the Wanamaker, I want to see it.
It's pretty large. It's ridiculous.
Darian, let's take a look at the past 10 PGA champions. And you see that this has moved around a lot. Rory McIlroy won it in 2012 and 2014. And then, of course, Koepka went back-to-back in 2018 and 2019. What jumps out to you from this list, the way the ball jumps off Bryson DeChambeau's driver?
Just, again, the fact that Koepka almost had a chance today as well. He seems to really like that championship. And also, Roy having won 9 years ago, I mean, I just always view Roy as which he is, just a younger guy. But you forget the success he's had. It's been a while since we really seen him at the top of the mountain, even though he's a younger guy. I mean, he's from that era of Jordan Spieth and some other young players that really burst on the scene quick. And then since I've sort of been teetering, kind of in the middle ground somewhere. He started a family and things like that, has to get back rolling again. So I think what stands out to me the most is I'm looking forward to McIlroy winning another major in the near future.
Graham, when you look at the major title winners, it seems like there are more different ones than you have in any other sport. But if we look at the schedule this year, we are halfway through the majors. 2 down, 2 to go. Do you think we'll have 4 different winners, and who might join that list?
Well, I do, because what's left now, and obviously you could get a repeat. The Open Championship is the one that lends itself usually to an older champion. Tom Watson years ago at 59 was in the lead for a long time there, and a shorter course. And but I do think Dustin Johnson's always the guy. That's where you put your money on the Open as you go down the pike.
We'll be right back. NBA up next.
It came a long way to be found by you. Find more, spend less. Home Goods. Go finding.
Hey, Michigan, PokerStars is dealing a hand you don't want to miss. join the Michigan Spring Championship of Online Poker to win your share of $2 million in guaranteed cash payouts. Plus, you'll get $50 free play when you sign up, or a deposit bonus up to $600. And be sure to check out the other games on PokerStars, like blackjack, roulette, and slot games. All safe and legal. Time to go all in, Michigan. Download the PokerStars app now or head to PokerStars.com and join the Michigan Spring Championship of Online Poker.
The quiz show that takes contestants for a loop.
Which is the real flag of France?
Lock it in.
Fail.
Returns.
I don't do roller coasters, Rob.
Do you know what's ahead of you?
Rob Lowe hosts Mental Samurai. Premieres this Tuesday on Fox.
Drew Barrymore, weekdays at 9 on Fox 47 and again at 6 on My 47.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs. There you see a photographic of 4 of the heroes from day one of the NBA playoffs. Kevin Durant, spectacular for the Brooklyn Nets, who finally had their big 3 back together. And Luka Doncic was amazing, especially in the first half for Dallas's big win. But the bottom of the screen, you see Chris Middleton, former Detroit Piston, and he hit that tough fadeaway jumper at the end of overtime for the Milwaukee Bucks against Miami. And, of course, the lower right corner, Damian Lillard, and it was Dame time all day for Portland, especially in the third quarter. Darian Harris, you know a little bit about the clutch gene. We've seen this from Middleton before, and we're going to have to see it again if Milwaukee is going to be more than Giannis and pals. If they're really going to make a run at it. But for Damian Lillard, we almost expect it, and I don't think we've seen it for the last time this spring.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, Damian Lillard is probably the most clutch player in the league. It's just something that he was born with. I think he plays with that chip on his shoulder. He's one of those mid-major college guys that's made a name for himself in the league, and he plays at an MVP level. I still think an MVP is in his future if the Blazers can finish higher in the standings at some point. But, that Dame time has kind of been commercialized, and he's even taken it to more heights with that. He knows that when the clock's running down, when the game's on the line, those watch emojis are going to start popping up on Twitter, and everybody's going to start doing the Dame time signal. Right. He embraces that, which is fun to watch.
And you mentioned the mid-major standout. He's with Steph Curry and John Morant there. So 3 spectacular performers, all from the mid-major level. Graham, I want to take a look at the Eastern Conference scores from yesterday and today. And the first 3 games in the books, and the favorite teams won every time. What do you see here? What stands out to you?
Well, the series that I'm most intrigued with right here in the East is the Bucks Heat, right? And that was a great game. I did not think Jimmy Butler played all that well. I didn't think Bam Adebayo played all that well. And still that was a close game. I want to see where that goes. A lot of pressure on the Bucks to get somewhere. Net Celtics, they're starting to find it. Nothing else really jumps, but that Bucks Heat series is going to be something.
Would you say the Heat is the most likely team that is not a top 4 seed in the East to advance?
Oh, without question. I mean, you're talking about the defending Eastern Conference champions.
Yeah.
You've seen the pedigree there. And, Jimmy Butler struggled to shoot the ball this year. I mean, they're not quite playing at that level, but it's in them. And they've got a lot of the same pieces. And the Bucks, they've had some trouble in key moments in key playoff series.
Darian, the NBA is a star-driven league, as we know, but coaches matter. And I want to take a look at the 8 playoff coaches from the Eastern Conference. Who do you like here? Who would you hire to coach your team?
Well, I love what Doc's done with the 76ers, especially what he's been able to get out of Joel Embiid, and what Tom Thibodeau's done with the Knicks has been great, specifically their defense. We know he's a defensive coach. But I'm looking at Nate McMillan. I don't quite understand why Atlanta has not offered him a full-time contract and taken that interim tag off of. You look at what the Hawks were prior to him taking over; they weren't even close to sniffing the playoffs. He's done an unbelievable job with Trae Young and company, taking a young team and getting them in the playoffs. We'll see how they do against the Knicks, especially playing in Madison Square Garden, which was rocking today. House was rocking today. We'll see how they do, but. Nate McMillan, he's done some special things this year. He's got to be a full-time coach come next year.
Eric Spoelstra has done some great work too, but I am constantly amazed that Doc Rivers gets as much ridicule as he does. He was blamed for everything that happened with the Clippers. Clippers lost again in their first game. So I think he's done a great job with the 76ers. Graham, I want to take a look at the last decade of the Eastern Conference Finals, the past 10. What stands out to you besides the name Heat all over the place?
Yeah, well, there have been some great ones, but the one that always stands out to me is 2012 Heat Celtics. It's the LeBron really coming of age game. They're down 3-2. LeBron has like 42 points in Boston. That look about him, it changed the way I thought of him, from a guy who was an unbelievable talent, unbelievable player, to one of those people who had that killer instinct. And so, to me, one of the biggest moments in the last couple decades in NBA basketball is that Heat Celtics 2012 Conference Finals.
5 Eastern Conference titles for the Heat and 4 for the Cavs in that 10-year span. The only difference was the Raptors, and they went on and won it all a couple years ago. We'll be right back to look at the West.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else: peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you a free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Meet Joe Gebhardt, your Jackson neighborhood reporter.
Tell me this is on sale. Absolutely. And during the Memorial Day Super Sale at Furniture Row, you'll find tons of great savings store-wide.
Like the more you buy, the more you save?
Right. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend.
And financing?
How about 7 years, no interest?
Doorbusters? Check. What else you got?
Free stuff when you spend $29.99 or more.
Throw in free shipping, and you got a deal.
Deal. The Memorial Day Super Sale, on now at Furniture Row.
Come see all the beautiful flooring available at Michigan's best flooring retailer, American Flooring. American Flooring offers the newest selection of designs and products from Shaw Floors. From luxurious carpet to beautiful hardwoods and tile to waterproof luxury vinyl plank, American Flooring has it all. Visit us today and let our expert designers assist you in making all your flooring dreams come true. American Flooring, your local Shaw Floors dealer in Central Park Place, Okemos, in DeWitt in the Chevy Plaza, or West Saginaw next to Kohl's.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. There you see Ja Morant, and he was spectacular for the Memphis Grizzlies, and they're the one team who would not have been in the playoffs without the play-in. Darian, I think a lot of people around the country got to know Ja Morant, and will continue to do that through the playoffs. But I couldn't help but feel a little bit sorry for Steph Curry with those 2 tough losses.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're excited for a young Grizzlies team, but you look at what Steph Curry was doing this year. He's playing at an MVP level. He's an MVP finalist, and if the playoffs were the original way of doing things, they would have been in as an 8th seed. They would have battled back throughout the year and earned the 8th seed. So we'll see what they do with this play-in tournament. 7 to 10 having to play to get in the conferences. We've talked about it a little bit. I don't necessarily agree with that. Thought it was to kind of get rid of the discrepancies between the West and the East, but I don't see it necessarily doing that. So unless you have interconference games, I think you're costing some teams that battle for that 7 and 8 spot in the regular season maybe an opportunity to be in the playoffs, and that's what we saw happen to the Warriors.
When you give out your awards, the Darians, is Steph Curry going to be 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th on your MVP ballot?
He'd probably be second. I think Jokic, just what he's been able to do this entire season, think he's going to win it. It's not a second half of the season award. If it was that, Steph Curry would win. So I got Jokic, Curry, and Embiid, and if I was to go 4 and 5, probably a Damian Lillard and a Giannis would probably round out the top 5 for me.
Darian, let's take a look at the opening results in the West. And when you see where we are with some surprises, even though the Suns were the number 2 seed, most people thought the Lakers would win that, and some had them winning the series easily. Maybe they still will with Chris Paul banged up now, but you had the Trailblazers beating the Nuggets. You had the Mavericks beating the Clippers, and we get Jazz and Grizzly. That's the late game tonight. But as you look at this, what surprises you?
I don't think anything necessarily surprises me. Maybe the Clippers, Mavericks, but I don't trust the Clippers. We'll see what happens with Jazz, Grizzlies. With Donovan Mitchell being hurt, gives the Grizzlies a great opportunity. And then technically, again, based on Vegas, actually the Suns beating the Lakers was an upset victory. Yeah. So you could see 4 upsets technically going on in the West, which just shows the competitive nature of the West. It's so competitive. It always has been. And again, that's what I thought the play-in tournament was going to try to mitigate, because when you look at maybe seed 7 to 10 in the West, they probably would make it in the East usually. But again, it's not necessarily doing that. I can't say that the Warriors don't deserve to be in the playoffs either. But at the end of the day, they're not. They had 2 opportunities to make it, and they didn't make it. So got to go with the 8 teams that are in. And I'm just looking forward to watching the young Grizzlies team play as well. I think Ja Morant said he's a top 5 point guard in the league. I think he's in contention for that. Based on these playoffs, he could have an opportunity to solidify that.
So which of these 5 through 8 seeds in the West could you see advancing?
I mean, obviously the Lakers, because they're a 7 seed. That's not really a 7 seed.
How about
I
Portland?
think you got to look at them as a team to do that. Portland's got an opportunity as well. If Dame is playing like Dame can play, then as we saw, they definitely got a chance to advance.
Graham, I want to talk about the coaches in the West now with all the star power on the court. Who are your top three, and how do you rank them?
That's a good question. Rick Carlisle to me is one. I mean, I think he's just too good, too consistent, and with the Mavericks. I think the guy I like a lot is Monty Williams with the Suns, and obviously they've started to turn around there. I liked him before New Orleans. I've liked him a lot. I just think he's a good man, and I think he's a great coach. And third it's tricky here. I mean, the guy who never gets a lot of credit, but I think is a pretty good coach. Is a guy up in Portland is Terry Stotts.
Yeah,
and I think Quinn Snyder you could argue for, but my first two certainly would be Carlisle and then Monty Williams.
And Monty Williams, a lot of people's choice to be coach of the year, even though Chris Paul coming to the Suns gets a lot of the credit for that. Graham, I want to take a look at the last decade out west with the Western Conference Finals. And once again, you see some of the same old. You got the Warriors here 5 times. We had the Heat 5 times in the East. Ironically, those teams have never met in the finals. But what else stands out to you about the West?
Right. What stands out is the defining series, the couple with the Warriors coming back to beat the Rockets and that Chris Paul hamstring series. Yes. And then the big one is the Thunder, who had the 3-1 lead and blowing it. And that changes everything, because if that doesn't happen, right, I don't think Durant ever goes to Golden State, and history is different entirely everywhere. So I think those are the series that stand out to me.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize how important those losses for OKC really were. We'll be right back with our MHSAA segment up next.
WynnBET is live in Michigan, bringing you real sports betting and online casino play with all the excitement of Wynn Las Vegas. Get in on all your favorite sports action, slots, and table games. Great promos, odds, and slot payouts are happening right now at WynnBET. Sign up today to receive a risk-free sports bet of up to $1,000 or a 100% deposit match on casino wagers up to $1,000. Get the details at wynnbet.com and download now.
The Game of Talents finale is on a special night. Fox Tuesday with this talent.
Oh, we gon' play.
This finale is one for the books.
Okay, let's go.
The Game of Talents finale on a special night and time, Tuesday on Fox.
Place your legal sports bets at BetRivers.com. We offer live in-round betting on golf events worldwide. Sign up now and we'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, more action, more fun. Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Touchdown, Falcons.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards, because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 107 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. For a new or used vehicle, go green, go Graf. There you see a photo of two of Tom Izzo's favorite Spartans, Draymond Green and Xavier Tillman, a couple of second-round guys, and shows what you can do in this league as a second-round pick if you have the right mindset and work ethic. Darian, there's a lot of barking during the game Friday, but when it was done, the Spartan dogs were all about each other, congratulating each other, and they shared a very special moment.
Yeah, it was great to see on both accords. It was great to see both guys competing and battling, and throw Jaren Jackson in there as well. When you're on a team, you can't have friends on the side, whether they're from your school or you wore the same number as them, or the Hall of Famer, soon to be Hall of Famer, let you wear his number, even though it got retired. There's no friends out there when you're competing. However, after the game, it's all love, and that's what we saw from Draymond congratulating Xavier Tillman there on the job well done. He hit one of the biggest shots of the year in all of basketball. It was really good to see.
The Warriors were one player short against the Lakers, and you saw it again against Memphis. But Draymond came through with a triple-double, made some really big plays. And for X, coming off the bench, he had tremendous defense at the end of regulation, and then a third effort put back, and then that corner three. I thought that was as big a basket as there was in the game. But I want to talk about another former Spartan, and we can use that term now. Rocket Watts made it official this week. Let it be known that he is going to be at Mississippi State. He's going to be a Bulldog. And Darian, what do you think the chances are for Rocket to get it together and develop his game, become an all-SEC player, and a serious pro prospect?
I think it's very possible. I think we saw flashes of it over the past couple years, and sometimes these kids just need a good change of scenery, a different environment, and they'll be able to excel. We've actually, seen that from a Spartan going down to Mississippi State. Different sport, but look at Montez Sweat. He's a guy that showed flashes at Michigan State, needed a change of scenery, went down to Mississippi State, turned himself into a first-round draft pick. He's one of the best pass rushers in the NFL now. So I could see a similar path for Rocket Watts. Definitely happy for him and excited to watch him in a new opportunity. I'm sure Coach Izzo and the rest of the Spartan people are as well, and definitely wishing him much success.
Well, like Montez Sweat, it's something about the initials MSU. Graham, in the most serious story of the week, former Michigan State point guard Keith Appling is wanted on charges of a gun fatality, shooting last night in Detroit, a 66-year-old man, after an altercation. And with what Keith has gone through after weapons and drug charges in the past 4 years, what was your reaction when you heard about this homicide?
I was just sad. I mean, obviously, it's a very serious charge, the most serious of charges, but sad for the story of Keith Appling. And I don't know all the facts and everything that went into it, but his life is not going all that well post basketball here and post his time at MSU. I always liked him personally. We had very good experiences. I always thought he was genuine and flawed and interesting, and we had good conversations. He wasn't somebody who could lie to you, and he had a wry smile, and I know he and I got along well. And I somebody who I knew came from a background that not everybody makes it out of, and I was rooting for him to get his life together, and it just doesn't appear it's happened.
There are some guys who come in with baggage, and you think, hey, they're going to have a hard time if basketball or football doesn't work out. Did you fear for Appling that way?
You never know. I mean, yes, I know a lot of guys who went to Detroit Pershing who have done very, very well post athletics and post basketball, or in athletics as pros overseas or a lot of places, very well rounded. I don't want to say I knew him well enough, but certainly there were signs post MSU that there could be some issues. What I was really hoping is he'd get another shot in the NBA and things would take off, because again, my dealings with him, I've I've dealt with a lot of people I think are insincere in other things in athletics, and you go, and Keith was not one of those people. I mean, I think he had some good in him.
Graham, switching sports, I want to take a quick look at the Michigan State football schedule for 2021. Will the Spartans climb from 2-5 to 500 or better in Mel Tucker's second season?
The schedule isn't going to do it for them. There's 6 home games only. Usually it's 7, so that's a harder deal. It's a really tough schedule, I think, based on what we think those teams are going to be. What we don't know is with 15 incoming transfers, what that impact will be. And that's very hard to read. So if they're a legitimately good team, and they might be, they could be better than we think.
We'll be right back with more.
WSYM Fox 47 is an equal opportunity employer and is dedicated to providing broad outreach regarding job vacancies. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should contact our Human Resources Department by calling 517-484-7747.
They say you should wait 30 minutes to swim after you eat. Nobody said anything about slurping Arby's $1 floats. Seems like a great opportunity to slurp and splash. Arby's, we have the meat.
Place your legal sports bets at BetRivers.com. We offer live in-round betting on golf events worldwide. Sign up now and we'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, more action, more fun. Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Value and Values segment, brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, a statewide organization with a proud history. The MHSAA supports broad-based opportunities for growth and teaches life lessons through the value and values of high school athletics. There's a blur on the track whenever the East Lansing girls run this spring, and we wanted to show you Kamari Hawkins in the 100-meter dash, but our camera couldn't record that fast. But we are very happy to have with us Boom herself. And Kamari, congratulations on all you have accomplished. That nickname came from your dad, MSU football great and current wide receivers coach, Courtney Hawkins. Can you explain how you got that name?
From when I was a baby and I used to walk around. I was real big and fat, and like I'd fall, and he goes, "Boom goes the baby." So ever since then, he's called me Boom Boom, and it's just stuck with me.
Well, you were plenty fast enough to win the 100 meters and to anchor the 4x200 meters, and then to win the 200 individual to lift East Lansing now in great position as a regional champ. We are 13 days away from the state meet. You've got a big league meet coming up. You have the Honor Roll of Champions meet coming up. Congratulations to that. And can the Trojans get this done? Can you win the whole thing?
You know, that's what we've been working for all year. So we're just going to wait and see what happens.
Kamari, what is the key to being a great sprinter?
You have to have the right mentality to run track altogether. But you just have to be very disciplined and make sure you focus on yourself and what you have to do.
When you think about what great spinners have in common, how much of it is genetic? There can't be many competitors you see whose dads played 9 years in the NFL.
Right.
And can you beat him in 100 meters anytime you want to?
Anytime I want to. But
Does he know that?
So. He doesn't think so.
We've been showing some shots of you and your East Lansing teammates, and talk about strength in numbers, but what's it like to get that baton running the anchor leg? And it might be in that 4x200 relay in the state meet that's going to decide whether East Lansing wins it all or not. How do you get ready for that kind of pressure?
It's fun. Just gotta make sure everything that I do on a relay is for my team, to know that 3 other people are counting on me just as much as I'm counting on them.
What about other sports for you, Kamari, and things that you like to do away from the track?
I used to play basketball. I played basketball all the way up until my sophomore year, and I stopped playing this year so that I could run indoor track. And outside of track, I like to just relax and spend time with my family and friends.
College track, right? That's on the horizon for you?
Yes.
Well, one of the best track coaches that I have ever known, the great Jim Bibbs, spent decades at Michigan State and helping out runners in the area, especially East Lansing, said the sky is the limit for you. What do you think your potential is?
I think if I continue to stay disciplined and work hard on and off of the track, that I could do whatever I set my mind to, whatever I really work for.
Could we see you running 400 meters or another event in the future?
Yes, I run the 400 as well.
Well, just concentrate on the ones that you can run to give East Lansing a state champ. We'll be right back with Cool and Smooth next.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as the side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
Get your brick on!
Lego Masters Season 2 premieres June 1st on Fox.
Place your legal sports bets at BetRivers.com. We offer live in-round betting on golf events worldwide. Sign up now and we'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, more action, more fun. Place your sports bets at BetRivers.com.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for a Cool and Smooth segment brought to you by 4 great Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Okemos North and South, North Lansing, and West Lansing. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard.
Swing through any Culver's drive-thru and grab your fresh favorites. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
There you see the late, great Arthur Hills, one of the world's premier golf architects, passing away this week, age 91. And he was a former member of the Michigan State golf team in the early 50s. Then he came back to completely redesign Forest Acres, did a ton of work in the state of Michigan at Boyne, the Hills course, and of course, Bay Harbor, one of the best layouts you will find anywhere, internationally known and a tremendous benefactor to Michigan State and the state of Michigan. All right, gentlemen, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Team 399, let's start with Darian. What do you have for us for our play of the week?
Play of the week, I can keep this pretty short and sweet because when you're this great, you don't need a lot of people to brag on you. But play of the week has to go to Simone Biles, being the first woman to land the Yurchenko double pike in competition. She's by far the greatest gymnast of all time. And on my list, she's the greatest athlete, male or female, of all time. And I don't think that can be particularly be disputed, especially after her return to competition this week.
Came back with a move that a lot of people had not seen. She'd been working on this, perfecting it, and it was quite a return. Must have been really good, Darian, for you not to mention the fight last night and the WBC Championship. So that was tremendous.
Yeah, there's definitely honorable mentions there, but I mean, what Simone does is it can't be matched. It can't be matched. And when you look at her accolades and her medals, it's those are records you almost feel pretty comfortable saying nobody will ever be able to duplicate that.
Chris Middleton, your game winner. Phil Mickelson, your chip in early today. Honorable mention status for Darian. All right, Graham, what do you have for us for our team of the week?
Well, I think it's two-pronged. One is it's the Memphis Grizzlies, right? I mean, this was a young team coming of age in a big moment, and what they did to get themselves into the playoffs, with Ja Morant and the two Spartans, and obviously a guy like Xavier Tillman. I don't know that Tillman was sort of looked as the next Draymond Green. The next guy that comes along like that, if he's also a second-round pick, there are about 30 general managers that probably need to be fired in the NBA. It's getting ridiculous. But the other team to me is the Detroit Tigers. And this is a team that you could count on to lose and only score 2 runs for about a month. And all of a sudden, they're now a team that frankly is winning, most nights, even though they lost today, most days. I think what they've done there to make themselves interesting and a little relevant and to show a spark of life is really been cool. And a lot of it's happened in these last couple of weeks.
Certainly no one is betting against the Tigers every day the way that people did in the past and made some money doing that. All right, for our player of the week, it's got to be Phil Mickelson. When you talk about 6 major championships now and doing it at age 50 and having the lead and losing it and then getting it back and then building it again and holding on down the stretch, the spectacular shots, as Graham said, kind of the roller coaster round he had. It was vintage Phil, but the highlight of the tournament to me was when he hit that sand shot and the ball went up and he knew it was in, and then he went up to the cup and got it and took it and delivered the ball to that fan in the wheelchair. That was pretty spectacular, memorable stuff. I want to thank Darian Harris, Graham Couch. See you next week, everyone.